Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this week I picked up a book. It was a comic that I pre-ordered, luckily, and the said book has actually became hot. So it's picked up a bit of value. Now what I thought I'd do is I'd unbox the book and I'll show you guys what I picked up, and also I'll show you how I personally protect my comics. So whether that be comics that you love or enjoy the most, or comics that are a possible investment for the future, or maybe have a little bit of value. So we'll open the comic, I'll show you what I picked up, and then we'll change down to a top-down view, and I'll show you how I rebag and board my comics that have more value. So I'll let you know what brand I use, how I do it. Let's get into it. Okay, I'm sure it needs no introduction. There's been a lot of talk about it, whether that be good or bad. It's Spider-Man issue 7. Now, for those that don't know, it's the first appearance of Spider-Boy. So again, it may be a nothing book in future. It may not be, but I'm sure people thought that about Ultimate Fallout 4 when that was released. A lot of the times I do also collect books for my children. So I have children as well. So I'll actually collect books that I think may have some value in the future. Now I mean kind of 10, 15 years in the future. So not necessarily the latest hot book. So that'll be one that I'll put away for the children. I don't tend to flip books or sell them very often. I find it quite hard to let go of comics actually. But yeah, we'll get onto it and I'll show you how I rebag and board the comics that I think are worth a bit more money and hold a bit more value, and I'll show you what brands we use. Okay. So the first thing that I'll do is make sure my hands are clean. You can wear gloves if you'd like, but on this occasion I'm not going to. I have a couple of cotton rounds, some scotch tape, and my bags and boards here. The bags that I use are Max Lights. They're like Mylars but not as expensive, and they're easy to get hold of. So these are archival premium bags. And the boards are Comic Concept Silver Age bags. Now I usually pick these up from a website called CGC Emporium, and I'll link that down below in the description if anyone wants to check out the website. They're really good. They do a lot of comic supplies like bags and boards and things like that. So what we'll do is I'll just open up this bag that it came in. So I do rebag and board pretty much all of my comics that I get. It's just a preference for me. All of my collection, whether it be dollar or pound books or expensive books, I will be putting these bags and boards. I just like to have the collection all in order, so to speak. So even though it's a new comic, I like to give it a wipe down. Just lightly with the cotton rounds, just to make sure there's no fingerprints from the store or when they get unboxed from the distributor. I'm sure a lot of people don't do this, but if I'm going to put them in archival bags and boards, they're going to be kept there for a while. So I will do front and back. Just making sure we're only going one direction. There's a few creases on this, but it's just the standard Marvel paper, sadly. Okay, so once that has been done, I'll start preparing my bag and board. Again, these are acid free, they're glossy on one side as well. So I will just use the top one to flip it over. Now I always like to have a small gap along the bottom edge when I'm about to put them in a bag. That's just to make sure that the corners don't get caught as I'm putting them in. And then that way it's minimal touching of the comic. And then just give it a little tap. Now I prefer to use Silver Age bags and boards, even for modern books, because it gives the nice white border for either display purposes and also to protect from additional knocks around the full surface area of the book. What I then do is just get a small piece of my Scotch tape. A lot of people do use painter's tape, which I recommend if you're going to be opening and closing the bags on a regular basis. But this is just my preference. And then I just put a single piece in the middle. And there we are. So it gives a really nice gloss as well to the books. Again, for display purposes, and when you're flicking through, it looks much nicer in these archival bags. I do usually put these in a top loader also, which CGC Emporium also supply. I don't have any at the moment, so I'll be getting some top loaders for this particular book as well. But that is it, guys. Again, let me know what you think. Hopefully, if you got any value out of this video, drop a like and subscribe if you'd like. Thank you. Take care.